Welcome. I'm Jim Norman, Vicar for Deacons with the Archdiocese of Chicago, and welcome to Diakonia, a call to service. Diakonia is the Greek word for service. It's also the root word for deacon. This show is dedicated to talking about our call as Christians to service. We talk with deacons and other faithful about their commitment to service, how they are enriching the life of the church here in Chicago, and how they are providing a call to service and realizing and recognizing that call to service for others. This morning, I'm delighted to have with me Deacon Jim Ernst, who's currently working at Notre Dame High School. We'll talk more about that. Good morning, Deacon.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, I'm doing fine, sir. Delighted to have you here with us
Thank you.
to talk about your work in the area of service, particularly at Notre Dame High School. But for our audience, before we begin, Deacon, tell us a little bit about Deacon Jim Ernst.
Deacon Jim Ernst is going to be 76 years old pretty soon and the senior deacon status. I was ordained in 1996 and right now my wife and I are still busy in different roles within the church instead of the traditional roles. My wife spends a lot of time with grandkids. We have 8 grandchildren from 3 children. And basically, Deacon Jim here has been very busy working with youth all of his life. I was a Catholic school teacher, took some time off, went into industry so we could raise our family and my wife could stay at home, and then went on to back into Catholic school teaching. And my pastor asked me to become a deacon. He had asked me 3 times. I finally said yes, and then went on to different service at Our Lady of Hope Parish, which is now become a mission, and the situation has changed there. And so I'm now assigned to Notre Dame College Prep.
Okay. And it may come up later, and there may be a connection there. Where'd you go to grade school? Where'd you go to high school?
I went to grade school at St. Juliana's on the northwest side, and I did go to Notre Dame College Prep. I'm a graduate of 1967. Which I'm happy to say is 5 members of my class are quite active yet in the schools. We have quite a few guys that really are involved. So that's one of the reasons why I got involved, because of my classmates who really kind of, some of them steered me back to the school and then led to where I am right now today. So
Okay. And tell
I
us.
also went to Marquette University and got my master's from Loyola.
Okay. Can you tell us what is your current title there at Notre Dame High School, and tell us about your role, your responsibilities?
Well, my title is, it's kind of ambiguous because on my they give me a business card and it says senior deacon, alumni chaplain. And now the alumni chaplain part is because uh, I have I'm part of the alumni board, and that's a dedicated position on the alumni board. So they asked me to do that, and that's been really a lot of fun because I've done a lot of different things with the alumni, and when they have their reunions, I lead them in prayer. I do different things, school, as far as that goes as well. Um, so the alumni part is there, but my other duties really kind of go back to when Notre Dame College Prep lost the Holy Cross Fathers, and they went to Association of Christian Faithful to run the school, and then Father John Smith came in to be the president of the school, and I knew John a little bit, and I got involved with him because of one of my classmates who was on the board, and become part of the Catholic Identity Committee. That's where I really started getting involved at Notre Dame. The idea to make sure that we preserved the Catholicity of the school,
Okay.
going through changes where you didn't have a lot of priests there, making it very difficult sometimes to do things. How do we get to school so we can absolutely make sure that it's not just a school, it's a Catholic high school,
Okay.
and that its identity is there, and make sure things. So, um, as my role has progressed over the years and then became deacon there, I worked very closely with the Catholic ministry team, with the religious department, and various other people in different ways to increase the Catholic vision of the school. So we do set standards that we have to be maintained. We want to make sure that even though we have now reassociated with Holy Cross through the brothers and are part of a network of 17 high schools across the country, and also directly connected to 6 Holy Cross colleges and universities, which really helps our students out a lot as well. Uh, we have a lot of different ways then of getting the teachers involved and a lot of resources for our religious education for the children or for the young men. And what I think one of the best things that we do is our guarantee that during the time that they are at Notre Dame College Prep, that every student will have 4 years of religious education, religion classes. Some of the Catholic schools have gone down to 3, and we find that to be quite distressing. We think that that's important, even though part of our population is not Catholic, because there are many people who have realized the value of the education that Notre Dame is giving them, especially when it comes down to areas of ethics and of morals and moral teaching. Uh, they all participate in all the Catholic structures, and they are told that they will do that when they come into the school. So they go through the religion classes. They learn about the Catholic faith, but more importantly, they learn about things like social justice and going out and working with the public on a greater needs scale, uh, to make sure that we really work on our values of faith, scholarship, is a big part of what Notre Dame is all about. Um, we are a very unique school in that respect. Uh, every student has to do a minimum of 20 hours of service during the year. Junior year, they have to do much more in-depth types of service. Their service has to be, it's a different type of approval process. So they're out there actually working with people more on the streets and the soup kitchens, places like that, and they really see the needs that are out there in in the world that they have to serve. So the big part of my role is for many years I was chair of the Catholic Identity Committee. I'm now a member of the committee. We restructured a little bit so that the actual chair now is our campus minister, and that the rest of us are just members at large. But that also includes some parish priests, some faculty members, head of the religious department, the campus ministry, um, some regular just uh, moms or parents are invited to join as well. So it's a diversified group that we make sure that ethnicity of the school is preserved at all times. That's very important. And so that also becomes important when we deal with the students and all different things in the academic area. Every class is required to start requirement. We have a all school prayer that begins at a second period. There's of the school day. There's announcements, and you'd have to be there to witness it. But the students are such at the point in time when those announcements start, the prayer starts. No matter where you are, staff, faculty, student, no matter what, you stop what you're doing, you stand still where you're at, you pray, you join us in prayer. And that's just indoctrinated in the students right away from day one when they come in. That prayer is going to be important in everything we do at school. So we don't have a meeting, we don't have anything goes on there. We don't have a class that's without starting with prayer. Uh,
Jim,
all of our prayers. Go ahead.
I did want to just check in for our audience who may not be familiar with Notre Dame. You reference the Holy Cross Fathers left at one point. When did they leave?
They left in 2006.
2006. And
Right.
how long have you been in your role there at Notre Dame?
I came in uh, the somewhere around 2008, 2009 when we began the process to reassociate. Um, but actually, at the time it, when the Holy Cross left, there was a chance they were thinking about closing the school, and very many of the alumni and parents uh, petitioned the cardinal to create the Association of Christian Faithful so that a lay board could run the school and report directly to Cardinal George at the time.
And where was
Um,
the enrollment at that time when the Holy Fathers had
I
left the
believe
school?
it was just under 700.
And where's
Okay.
enrollment today?
Today, right now, the enrollment is 800, about 825.
825. You had mentioned that I would just want to ask some other questions just to give a
Yeah,
grounding for Notre Dame
sure.
School and the work you're doing in terms of Catholic identity. Just a general sense, if you know, what percentage of the students are Catholic?
Uh, Probably in the range of about 70%.
70%.
Mhm.
So that's still a pretty high range.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You had referenced also that the requirement is 4 years of religion. So every year as a student, from freshman through my senior year, if I were a student there, I would have a religion class. Um, and what types of classes and curriculum are you covering?
Well, it basically covers the whole gamut of Catholic faith and Christian beliefs and dynamics in the world.
Okay.
So, and I couldn't name all of the different courses because that's not really part of what I do. But all freshmen are required to take a very intense study of the basics of Catholic faith. Um, so, um, and it is speaking with some of the things that we do, just to kind of side note, but uh, pastors, local pastors, where we've helped them with students maybe who need to finish confirmation, or actually we just had 7 students last Saturday who made their first communion.
Mm.
That class, by all the pastors have been agreed to that this is full catechesis. I mean, they really learn the Catholic faith by taking that course. So therefore, it puts together what they need to know to carry on. And so, but as they progress, then they go into some areas of social justice and things like that, ethics, morals. And then in senior year, there's a couple classes where they get to choose which ones they want to take.
Okay.
There's 2 or 3 choices of the direction that they want to study more in the area of religion and the dynamics of how faith plays within their life.
Now, in your role, you seem to sit at a wonderful intersection of kind of expertise and support. You mentioned kind of a reaffiliation now with the Holy Cross Fathers, other high schools that are affiliated with Holy Cross, universities that are affiliated. You also spoke about parishes. How many
Right.
parishes are you connected with and affiliated currently at Notre Dame?
Uh, I'm going to say that we're probably in the range of 30 different parishes that our students present. I know that that's 60 different grammar schools
Oh, wow. Okay.
are represented. But I just want to go back just one moment that
Sure.
our true affiliation is with the Holy Cross Brothers now,
Oh,
not with the
brothers. Okay. Okay.
yes. Now, even though it's one congregation, okay, that the Holy Cross Brothers are the ones who have are overseeing the high schools. And so there are 17 high schools across the country. The other one in Chicago is Holy Trinity High School. So they are also a Holy Cross entity and follow the same dynamic that we do with that. But uh, we've also had student exchanges with these high schools so that the sometimes we've had some students come in from one of the high schools in Cincinnati area, back and forth, and also from Indianapolis area, and exchange leadership skills and things like that. They might go and visit for 3 days, and they may come and see us for 3 days, whatever, and do different things. So, but I know that the faculty, the staffs, and everything have many different opportunities through the Holy Cross colleges in the educations, Holy Cross Institute, which I believe is run out of St. Edward's University in Texas. So they have quite a few different options that present us by our reassociation with the Holy Cross, plus the fact that then Holy Cross becomes our juridical representation to the Archdiocese.
Okay. I wanted to ask also, you've been there since 2008. Typically, a deacon will have an assignment to a parish.
Right.
Do you have an assignment to a parish?
Not at this point in time. 4 years ago or 3 years ago, or 3 years ago, whenever you came in to be leader of the diaconate, because it was happening while during that changeover time, when I formally became assigned to Notre Dame and not to a parish anymore. That has had some real benefits in many different ways. Uh, but when they transfer priests around, a lot of them tend to stay in the same areas. So over the years, I've gotten to know most of the pastors who are in our area,
Hmm.
and we work very closely with them so that our students are involved in not only us but with their parishes as much as possible. So we've done different things to collaborate with the parish in that way. So even though I'm a deacon assigned to Notre Dame, I will, for example, if we have an alumni that passes away in the area, uh, I will go and assist at the mass. I have
Hmm.
done many internments just for deacon families, uh, because we have people who moved all over the country, but a lot of them will come back to this area to be interned. So they'll call the school and say, "Is there somebody?" It's amazing how they won't call a parish, but they will call the school
Hmm.
and say, "Is there somebody there that can help you?" And the funny part is they always ask for a priest and go, "Well, we don't have any priests." Because what we have is we have a single chaplain, who's Father Dan McCarthy, myself, and then we have help and assistance from multiple pastors and associates in our area who enjoy coming to Notre Dame to work with our students, say a weekly mass in the chapel or your confessions, things like that. So they are there. We do have one priest who comes in and teaches one class a day, Father Robert Carl. So he is around periodically too. But Father McCarthy and myself, we make sure we're there between the two of us. One of us is pretty much there every day, so that the kids see some kind of ordained presence in the hallway.
Okay.
Uh, you know, walking around. Yeah.
You mentioned one benefit, well, maybe two, for you being a deacon assigned to Notre Dame High School. One is, and being assigned for that length of time, you can build relationships with the various parishes that
Correct.
surround the high school. The other is that you can provide service to the alumni, at
Correct.
times of bereavement and loss and through funerals and perhaps other sacraments. Are there other benefits that you see from being a deacon assigned to a high school?
Well, the biggest thing that I find is that um, it's a contact with students. Um, they need that presence, somebody to be there with them, to reassure them in areas of faith. And there's something about um, to when a student sees somebody wearing a collar, which I wear a collar when I'm there, they instantly recognize the fact that I'm ordained, and they think there's something there, and they're willing to come and talk to you a little bit. Now, no, we do explain to them. We're very careful. I'm not a priest. You can't go to me, come to me for confession and stuff like that. But I can discuss things with you when it's about faith, and that if you're having uh, want to know more about faith, and I do. But I also help. to work them through, and we're working very hard to try to get them to at least consider vocation.
Mm.
And we have a chapel mass, we call it, every Friday that any student can come to. And when we first instituted that 3 years ago on Fridays, and we get local priests to come in and say the mass, they we our first attendance was like 12 kids. Now we average like 30 to 35 kids on
Wonderful.
a Friday.
Mm.
And and those are kids that we look at them and say, you're coming to mass on your own on a Friday. We know who you are. And somewhere after a year or two, if we see them keep coming, myself or Father McCarthy will have some conversation, and say, consider this, not that you have to do it right today, but don't close the door on the idea of a vocation. Uh, we want to have that happen. And so we try to do that. And we also, in our all school masses, we try to have one of the people from the vocations office come and say uh, the mass. Father, Father Tim comes out, and we also get one from Holy Cross, and say one of the all school masses and kind of address vocations as part of the homily process, or even meet with students in the chapel during the time that they're there to say, hey, is there anybody interested to come and see us? Every other year at the we have a date, of talking about professions and things like that. We actually, every other year, one of the sessions is on vocations. And so we do have a brother who teaches at the school full time, Brother Tarcissus. He, myself, and Father McCarthy, and if we can get a seminarian or somebody else there, we'll have one of the sessions where kids that are interested can come and just talk to us for a half hour about vocations. So we're really trying to put those kind of push in there to open those things up. So I think part of the idea of being a deacon on hand is somebody that's there to that can make those conversations come alive,
Okay.
and give the students an opportunity to just feel like this is a place to go to school. Oh, this is a place to go to school and to consider your future, to consider what needs of the world are, and to also, besides getting educated, but to come out of there as a person of faith, scholarship, and service.
I was going to ask then, from your conversations, your interactions, and your observations of students there at Notre Dame High School, from your perspective, if you were sitting down at dinner or at a cocktail party and someone asked, Deacon Jim, what are the challenges facing our youth today? What would you say? How do you respond to that question?
Uh, the challenges that are facing our youth are the same challenges that face every one of us every day. And that is, we are so engrossed with things like technology and all the different distractions out there in the world that pull us away from faith and make us think that everyday items and things that we have are much more important than our interacting with God. And if we understand that, following the rules, or the basis that God is love, and where do we find that love of God? In the people that He puts around us and the people that we're called to serve. And so it's easy for us, so easy on today's world, the way everything is presented to us. It's all about me and my esteem and what I'm all about. And it's easy to forget about other people. And so I think the biggest challenges that we have with the students is the same challenges that face everybody else. We have the opportunity to make them aware of it at a younger age, to say, don't get distracted by the things of the world. Worry about, you know, how do you react with the people that God has you, and the challenges and the opportunities that He's given you. And understand that every challenge that He gives you that comes into your life also becomes an opportunity to serve people and to make it a better place, the world a better place. So their challenges are exactly the same ones that you face, except theirs are looking more off into the distance and saying, okay, how do I attack this to make myself happy? What is real happiness? And I think that is the real goal that we have to with our children or our young men today, young men, is to give them that idea of, that I myself am very proud the way I am, and it's my job to see what's calling me to do and how can I make the world a better place and avoid these distractions and things that are all around me. Not that I can't enjoy them. I mean, right now we're enjoying technology by having this conversation. So there's some real good things to it. But at the same time, we can't be, all encompassed to it. The cell phone,
Mm,
um, you know, kids walking around with their ear pods in and not paying attention to anybody else around them.
mm, mhm.
It's, those are things that we have to break down to some extent. Okay? And these are not the items that are going to make, okay, though that's real temporary happiness. And so, what's the long term goal here? What's going to make you to be the best person you can be, and the best person that can interact with other people? And there, by interacting with other people, you're actually interacting.
Thank you, Jim. I was going to ask, as you have served there since 2008, what's been most rewarding for you? Is there
Um,
something you're most proud of or most humble by that you've been able to accomplish there or been able to experience?
well, it might sound a little bit silly, but updating the entire chapel. The When I was assigned there, one of the things that we realized is that, go back to 1967 when I was there were like 30 priests assigned to the school. Okay, now there's no priest actually assigned to the school by Holy Cross or anyone else. So um, in the chapel, there were cabinets stuffed full of things
Mm,
that was there from day one. There were still the Latin missals in the chapel, in cabinets. And uh, so it took almost 2 years to go through everything. We sent a lot of items to missions over in Africa. We made a connection through some people at Our Lady of Perpetual Help on View, and and shipped a lot of religious items that we just didn't need. Um, we reinstituted in the school adoration weekly basis during the school day, and uh, what we found out, what we found was, as we went through this stuff, we found three monstrances, all very beautiful. Don't need
mm,
three monstrances. We found abras, we found extra candy, found extra chalices, just items and items and items. We don't need all of those, for what we do. And I also, and it's kind of a joke, but I swear that every priest that was ever there left at least one stole.
okay.
we and But we found out that, over in places like Africa where they have actually many priests, but they don't have resources to buy or even to get many of these things, because even things as simple as this cloth is so expensive. They were happy to get everything we could send them. So investments, we sent them bowls, we sent them all kinds of religious items, and then and found all kinds of like I said, chalices, and we had so many corporals and so many purificators. We didn't need all those. I mean, I had over 160 purificators. It's like,
Mm,
okay, somebody else can use these. I know they can. So that was one of the things that was kind of nice, was to update that. And then I think the other thing that was made me very proud was to incorporate my wife, who is for years we did everything together, parish life. We actually in 2010 got the Deacon Couple Award from the Diaconate for our youth with our youth ministry work. But she's also a seamstress. We found all these huge old altar cloths and stuff that they used to use, and she made some beautiful seasonal banners for the school and seasonal
Oh, wonderful.
uh, accent cloth, so that we have like the gift tables right now. They're all in this beautiful gold cloth that was just stuffed in a closet, and
Okay.
so she made the banners for them and things, so that we have something that really kind of liturgically enlivens the space. So when the students come in, the faculty staff comes in, there's something there that says, all right, here, there's purple up there. This is Lent. This is Advent. Right now we're in gold and white. So we're in the Easter season. We have huge green banners that go up in accents for the gift tables and and the credence tables and things like that, and accents for the altar. So what we've done is made that liturgical space speak to the seasons, and I'm actually very proud of the fact that we were able to do that, um, and to and the work that my wife did in putting that all together.
Thank you for that, Jim. It seemed like as you were describing that, what you were doing with the chapel and how you were, taking the things that were there and helping others in other countries, in other places who were in need, you also were preparing that space for the future of evangelization and engagement with the students there at Notre Dame. Through our conversation today, you've talked about the things that seem to be cornerstones to Catholic identity at Notre Dame. I've made a list. I just want to check, did I catch everything? And was there anything I missed for any of our educators who may be listening? You mentioned your weekly adoration, your every Friday chapel mass. Each student, all 4 years, has a religious class that they have to take. You talked about daily prayer. You talked about service projects and those increasing when you get to the junior year. You talked about encouraging through conversations and engagement and being observant of the children, students, vocations, encouraging vocations when and where you can. Is there anything I missed? I mean, it seemed like this would be a great list for an educator who may be listening to us, a teacher, principal, someone in administration of the school, to say, if I wanted to up Catholic identity within our school, I might look at one of these places. Are there any places that I've missed, though?
One of the things that I can add is that each day in the chapel we do something during what we call our community period. So like the adoration is one, mass is one. We have rosary one day a week. We
Okay.
have the Divine Mercy Chaplet one day a week. And then on Wednesday, because the chapel is used for some uh, other things as well, we have to do something a little bit shorter. So we do a lit some sort. Okay, so
Okay.
it might be, the Lourdes Litany, St. Joseph Litany, Sacred Heart Litany, some type of litany that we have that only takes like 5 minutes. That the students can stop in and do 5 minutes of kind of intense prayer then that day as well. So each day in the chapel, there is some special thing going on. We also, Notre Dame, I don't know if people realize that we have a grotto outside, which when Father John Smith was there, he built the grotto, and he said it's going to be bigger than the one at Notre Dame University. So it is exactly 1 foot bigger in all dimensions, all the way around.
Okay.
And so we do have rosaries during in things items, and sometimes even masses out by the grotto. Um, and we encourage that. And when we do things like that, and we do publicize them in the local parishes and say, come and join us for this. So we are trying to get out to the parishes as well, to let them know that we are part of you. And as the the chapel itself, as our physical presence is within the boundaries of St. John Brebeuf Parish,
Okay.
we are considered an oratory of St. John Brebeuf. So therefore, We have had alumni come back and had their baptisms done there. They've had, with of course permissions from their parish. We follow all the liturgical rules as well. But so we can do those things there. No one that I know of has gotten married in the chapel yet, but that
Okay.
is not excluded. So,
Okay.
uh,
All
but,
right.
but we actually have had funerals there as well, where people. So we try to open ourselves up to the to the community. Um, sometimes you can think of having a high school in the middle of a neighborhood is something that you don't want. We want to be wanted in the neighborhood, in
Yeah.
the area, so that people understand that our young men, when they leave there, that they are accountable. They are Dons of Notre Dame, and a Don is a Spanish gentleman, and Notre Dame we call ourselves Gentlemen of Mary.
Okay.
That's what we are. We are to
Wonderful.
go out and to serve the people as Gentlemen of Mary, and that starts from not only the first day of school; it starts from the first day of acceptance. That's what they're told when they come to the first parent meeting. From this day on, you're a gentleman of Mary, and we expect you to uphold that standard at all times.
Amen.
And
Amen.
so,
In the time we have remaining, I did want to just give you an opportunity. How can our listeners and viewers support your efforts and support Notre Dame High School? Are there one to
you
two
know,
things that ways that they could help and support?
I mean, obviously, money is always a good thing, but I think that the biggest thing that we need to do, Jim, is to support Catholic education. I mean, I think we are very successful in recruiting kids coming out of public schools. Um, obviously, next year we're going to have well over 200 freshmen again next year, so we will continue to be the largest single-sex school in the state of Illinois. And with that, the reason that is because we've shown a value to Catholic education, not only to Catholics, but to obviously some people who are not Catholic. They get to realize that as the website says, faith, scholarship, and service are important in your life, and we want every young man as possible to go through that, and so we try to put that out there for every.
Well,
So
Deacon,
we have a beautiful. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead, Deacon. I'll let you finish as we
Yeah, we have a
conclude.
beautiful campus, and we're self-contained. As far as all our athletic fields and everything else, and we can offer some opportunities to young men. So we like to say that they can go out after they leave us with a zeal to face the world,
Amen.
and that's what we really try to do. And I think that with the young men that have come back and they stay connected to me on things like LinkedIn and Facebook and stuff like that, we see they're doing some great things, and and they are staying connected with us as well.
All right. Well,
So
Deacon, we want to.
support Catholic education.
All right. Thank you, Deacon. Want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your ministry and your service to Notre Dame and to the Archdiocese of Chicago. Clearly a ministry of collaboration in support of our youth, drawing them towards God and towards faith and towards service. My blessings to you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, and then my blessings to everybody out there, and uh, keep us going.
God bless.
Amen.
All right.